The family system is the breeding ground and the home of demons. If you look at your own family environment, some people within their family structures experience, a fairly stable family environment where your parents are supportive and you grow up and you get an education, you go out in the world and you experience yourself being able to support yourself in the world. Most family environments, you have the following structure in place. You will have a mother and a father who tell you what to believe, what to become in the world, that what friends to hang out with, what sexuality you should be involved in, what clothing you should wear, all those kind of things. They want you to become a stable person within the current system so that you can go out, earn money, and survive within the system. So then you have the entire family dynamics playing out. So you'll have, for example, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and the entire family structure which locks in and holds in place the values of that particular family. And what will happen is that within the family structure there will be rules and regulations according to what the family will accept. So each family, for example, become a very similar personality. Now that personality, you will find that, for example, at your family, while you're sitting together in a group having a discussion or whatever, the conversations are pretty much along the same lines. And that is because the mother and the father had children, and the children will have, personalities which are according to the combined personality traits of the parents. And if you have aunts and uncles and nephews and cousins and grandmothers and grandparents and all that, you will have specific personalities together in one room. And some might be more submissive, some will be more subservient, some will be more your forward-going, outgoing, directive personalities. And within one family structure you have your stronger personalities, your weaker personalities, and it works within the family structure. And as you have experienced yourself, if one family member goes out of line, the other family members are very quick to pull the person back in and remind them that this family stands for a particular family structure and for particular values, and that you are to slot yourself in with the family structure and anything else will not be accepted. Usually this, as you have experienced for yourself, will result in arguments, conflict, upset parents, upset siblings. You will have the siblings taking each other on, accusing them through the point of guilt and blame that you're upsetting the parents. How can you do that? How can you want to live that life? How can you want to make that decision? Don't you know what it'll do to the family? You'll have your parents playing the blame game, which is, I didn't raise you to be this, but I didn't teach you to do this, and what about us? And you usually have the mother manipulating with a point of, but I carried you for 9 months and this is how you thank me. And then usually what you have is, within all of this, you will have the child who is now going through their teenager phase, which means the development of the emotional body, and which will then pick up also on the points within the parents where the parents are not stable, and will then manipulate the parents based on the example that the parents set. So if a child is starting to develop their manipulative, energetic, emotional body, and they are in a family structure where the parents, say for example, like manipulating the children, or are argumentative, or like name calling, the two parents like name calling each other, the child will pick up on that and will copy the behavior, because this is now how his emotional body is learning to adapt to his environment, which is exactly what the young mind does, and will basically duplicate what the parents are from a young age, setting as an example or not setting as an example, and will basically now rebel against what the parent is presenting as authority, and that is where you now start again having your conflict between the parents and the teenager, the parents and the youngling, and sometimes the child grows up becoming a complete rebel and walking away from the family, or they will adapt themselves to, again, mold themselves in with the family structure because they will give in to the same values and beliefs that the family have in place. So both of these situations, if you look at it, whether you were the rebellious kid that broke away from the family to go and do your own thing, you're doing it from the starting point of, I have had enough, I don't want to be a part of this, I'm going to do my own thing. Not taking into consideration that you are going into the opposite polarity as an emotional reaction to the family system, and all that you are doing is you are creating your own family system, because now you have developed your personality according to, I'll never do that, or my mom made me eat my vegetables and I'm not going to put my children through that, and I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. And then you go off and you've now developed your personality as a polarity opposite or a rebellious conflict point in relation to your parents. I mean, how many of us have done that, right? So now you go in the world and you'll go and meet your partner, and your partner have got their personality traits from where they either adapted to their family system or adjusted their family system or went in rebellion to the family system, and now you have your relationship, and now the two of you go off and you're going to have children, and the whole cycle begins again, where you will try and get your children to adapt themselves in relation to that which you see as best for them. But if you look at it in self-honesty, you don't actually know what is best for anybody, because currently we are not living what is best for all. We are just simply trying to survive in a system where everything that we do is about survival, money, being able to take care of ourselves, being able to outshine the people around us so that we can get the best mate, the good times, the best sex, have the biggest laugh, have the best friends, and feel good about ourselves. So that is basically the family structure. And why do I say in the beginning that the family structure exists as the breeding ground for demons and is the home of demons? Because the parents are trying to mold the child into something they want the child to be, which either they saw the mistakes that their parents made and they've decided, I'm going to correct it, and I'm now going to force my child to become that which I never had, or to correct the mistakes of my parents. Or they just are so focused on, I will make sure my child becomes successful in the system, that they will make sure that they do everything in their power to mold the child according to that image and likeness of whatever it is that they want the child to become. So this is where if you look at why I'm comparing this to demonic possession and the existence of demons as the family, is because of the point of the controlling aspect that happens within family systems and the abuse that is allowed in the name of the family system. I've come across many experiences of people where they have said, and myself included, and many people that I've spoken to here, where they've actually explained to me that their family experience was not pleasant. That some experienced abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, some are still in conflict with their parents, some have had to walk away from the entire family. And for many, many years, they believed that they had to remain in the family system because we are taught from young, this is where you belong, family is everything, and you do not leave the family. The family is blood. It is most important. You listen to your parents. Your parents know what is best for you. They don't.